Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Boogie Down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Sagittarii. Sagittarius, if you are new to my channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you if you have Sagittarius as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, or south node sign. Quick shout out to my Patreon. I have exclusive content on there. I also have early access content. This video was not released early access, but every once in a while I will put up an early access video or 2 or 3, and you can see it. If you don't feel like waiting for your sign, you can always check out my Patreon. So there you go. I think that's all my announcements I have for right now. Yeah, so let's get into your reading, Sagittarius. I did your pre-shuffle. Let's flip over these cards and see what you need to surrender, what's coming towards you, all that jazz. Ooh, okay. Surrender your fear of change. You guys get this card, I would say regularly, not every reading, but like every 2 readings. Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your relationship, or health, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation, I have faith, all is well. Now, I think Sagittarius and Scorpio, so if you have Sagittarius and Scorpio placements together, I feel like those 2 placements are 2 that really grow or outgrow things the fastest. Like Scorpio, it might be more on a deep emotional level. They outgrow situations, and Sag is always expanding and going beyond their horizons, and they're always expanding physical limitations. So it's like there's something that's changing around you or within you, and you feel like maybe you don't even know what it is yet, but you feel like something is changing or you're outgrowing it. If you do know, then you know. But if you don't, you're just like, I feel like I need more, or I feel like something is changing within me or in my situation. And this can make you a little bit nervous, all right? This could be in regards to a love situation. You have new love on the horizon, or love is coming towards you. And then you have needs time to mature. So there's something that is new that's coming towards you. It doesn't have to be love necessarily, but for many of you it will be. And it's like you're going to have to change something. There's a change in pace here. And it's going to take some time to get used to it, even if this is a good change, okay? Just because a change might feel good, or it's like something that you know is good for you, or you know that you want it, it doesn't mean it's necessarily very easy or comfortable, okay? And Sagittarius is a sign that likes freedom. So anything that is going to require some type of limitations or compromise, restriction might make you feel a little bit nervous, or a commitment, So give it some time, all right? Give it some time. You have green for signs you'll be receiving, and then you have the card table gathering, okay? So this could be a conversation that happens around a table, could be with family or some type of meeting, but it is something that's going to bring you abundance and expansion overall, okay? So let's look at my everything deck. All right, I pre-released it on my Patreon early, and I am working on getting more copies for everyone so you can buy it on my website. But let's see for Sagittarius, what is it that is changing here? And, what are you afraid of that's changing? What is Sagittarius afraid of that is changing here? Let's do a little spread. Let's do a 5-card spread. Okay. Also, Sagittarius, the retrograde, Mercury retrograde we're in a shadow period right now. The actual retrograde is on September 27th, and it's going to be, if you're a Sag sun or rising, especially hitting in your 11th house of social media, friend groups, hopes and wishes. So there might be a little bit of shakeups on social media or within your friend group or your social circle of some kind, okay? So you have new job or increase, all right? Some of you, there is a new thing, there's a new expansion. It's like I said, it's something new, either a new job or a new love, something that has new responsibilities, okay? Something that's going to require new types of commitment. And that's scary. That's scary. Anytime there's something new, there's more responsibility. There's more weight on your shoulders here. And, it's something, like I said, you're going to grow into it. You're constantly growing, you're always expanding, and it's like, there's a little bit of fear surrounding this new job or this increase that is coming towards you, okay? You have student here. Some of you could be studying something, or there is something that you're about to start learning, and this could be a bit scary. For others of you, there's a fear here of change or rejection after you put yourself out there to some capacity, or you feel a rejection right now. You have time apart, and then you have they won't reach out. So there could be a fear of, some of you are going through a breakup, possibly a separation. If you are, then this is definitely for you. Or you're taking a time out from somebody. Doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, but it could be someone you have an emotional connection with. And you're worried that if you step back and go work on yourself, or you take time out, or you both separate, that they won't reach out, or you won't be able to rekindle whatever this is. Let me pull a few more cards here, or we can clarify anything else for Sag that they should be aware of with this change coming towards them. Anything else for Sag? Y'all probably couldn't see that hair, but I could see it. Fight for it. Oop. Ex or past love. Social media. Like I told you, something about social media. Self-sabotage. Friendships. What? Literally everything I just said. What the hell? Sorry, excuse my language. I don't know how many viewers are younger, so I try to keep it PG, PG-13 max. But literally what I just said. Spirit, hello. Social media and friendships, okay? And then you have, over here you have fight for it and self-sabotage. Do not, here's the message, do not let your fear of change make you self-sabotage new things, okay? Change is often a good thing. The only thing constant is change. It means that something is progressing. It makes you feel uncomfortable because it's pushing you out of your comfort zone, right? It's helping you grow and expand. So many of you have this fear of, don't harass me. Don't shoot me down in the comments. But this is what I'm seeing. Many of you have a fear of new things, okay? That's just what it is. You have a fear of new things. So you'll often go back to old things that aren't as good for you because it was comfortable, knowing that that's not where you belong anymore, knowing that you're changed, you're different now. Okay? So don't be so quick to shoot down new things just because it feels weird. It feels a little uncomfortable. It's strange. It's new. It's supposed to feel a little weird, a little different. Okay? But don't self-sabotage it just because you're like, well, you know, this feels wrong or this feels awkward, so I'm just gonna, you know, run away before I get abandoned or before something bad happens. You know, sometimes you gotta fight for, you know, your peace, or you can't let your mind win all the time when it comes to new situations. Things that are new, like I said, it needs time to mature and grow. It doesn't mean that you just need to like throw it all away and go back to a past situation because, you know, it took you a long time to get comfortable in the past. That doesn't mean that it's going to take you as long to get comfortable in the new situations as well. Or you have this fear of rejection, okay? If you get too caught up in the new, you might be afraid to lose it. All right, but like I said, there's some type of change as well in a social media. It could be a social media career, or it's like you may go back to friends that are not necessarily good for you, or there's just a change in these areas of life, changes in friendships and things like that. And so again, change does not mean that you need to throw everything away. You don't need to throw away the baby with the bathwater, all right? There could be some type of confrontation that you just need to assess. Again, Mercury retrograde shows where there are loopholes, there's some flaws, there's some things that you've overlooked in these areas. So if this is social media, maybe you need to clean up your social media page. You need to rebrand. If this is in your friendships, you can see where there's weaknesses or there's areas that are changing. And you know, Sagittarius is the sign of the optimist, okay? And sometimes it's not always super duper healthy or ideal to only focus on the positives of a situation. You need to see all sides. You need to see the negatives. You need to see the bright side, the dark side, the ups, the downs, okay? Not just what you want to see, all right? So this is a time to get real, All right, what else do we have for Sag? I feel like we had a whole reading based on just those cards alone. There was so much to say about it. What else do we have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North and South Node at this time? What they need to know. What they need to know. I feel like this was a theme last year as well around the same time. I remember doing a similar reading where it was like there was new experiences coming up and y'all were like kind of afraid because it just felt weird. What else do we have for Sag coming towards them that they need to know? What else do they have for Sagittarius coming towards them that they need to know? Yeah, but honestly, whatever this change is, it's something that's going to be very beneficial for you long term. You have the King of Pentacles. So with the King of Pentacles, this is an abundant change. However, you have to start here. You can't just go from a page to a king. You have to take the steps. There's also the Knight of Pentacles, and then there's the King of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a missing step here, but you have to just take your time. All right, there's a new situation that's coming up, and you have to try to enjoy the excitement of it. Okay, try to focus in and do what you do best, is being optimistic, and try not to let that fear creep in and sabotage the whole thing. There is a new experience, and it is a learning experience. Sagittarius is usually the sign of the teacher, but this is a time to embody the opposite energy, which is Gemini, the opposite sign of Sagittarius, which is the student. So you can't be an expert in everything, okay? It feels better to go back to old situations because you've mastered them. You know them because you've learned it. You know that person, it's predictable to you. But new situations can also become predictable. They can also become something that's very comfortable and that's stable for you. You just got to kind of push through that initial discomfort of, this feels weird, okay? It doesn't mean that it's wrong for you, all right? Especially if you know that you were excited initially before all that doubt creeped in, all right? Anything else for Sagittarius? It's something that you're gonna have to kind of go with the flow and see how it rides out. Three of Swords. Yeah, there's underlying fear here of getting hurt, all right? You have the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands, so it's like, creating this confrontation or trying to protect your heart, trying to protect your emotions from feeling this Three of Swords. Clarify the Three of Swords, and then we'll move on to your advice. What's the Three of Swords for Sagittarius here? There's pain in starting a new cycle, okay? Because that means that you have to really let go of the old cycles. This is a common theme for you, Sagittarius, where you're not fully ready to let go of the old cycles, or you leave a lot of doors open. So, you know, it's like you can always go back to it if you need to. If you don't have a backup plan, it's like you have another escape route, basically. But you have to really deal with this pain, this Three of Swords, this fear, especially of rejection or pain of things not working, or you disappointing yourself with some type of external expectations here. It has to be more of a willingness to just go along with it and be spontaneous and go for the ride sometimes. And then you have this quote over here I pulled earlier. I am the source of my joy. I create my happy ever after. So trying not to rely too much on external things to make you feel good and make you feel validated, or make you feel like everything needs to be good all the time or positive in order for it to be good for you, or for you to actually enjoy it. It doesn't necessarily need to be like that. It just has to be realistic, okay? So what's the advice? What's the advice for Sag dealing with the change, the new? What's the advice for Sagittarius? Compromise. Oops. What's the advice for Sag? A willingness to step into the unknown and to learn. We keep getting this Page of Pentacles, this Nine of Swords as well. Facing those fears, pages, lots of newness, like something that's starting small. Okay, why is the Seven of Swords here? I think that's about your self-sabotage, letting your thoughts self-sabotage you again, okay? Or just because something is changing, it doesn't mean that it's over, or that it's you know, bad. There's a foundation here that is changing for you, Sagittarius, in some area of your life that was not stable to begin with, or it went through a period where it was becoming unstable over time and you couldn't see it, and now it's right there in your face and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, what should I do? How do I fix this now? And for some of you, your first instinct is to run away completely, abandon it, because, you know, maybe you got some abandonment issues and you don't want to feel rejected. So you'd rather leave first before somebody can leave you, or before a situation can end, so that you don't have to really deal with that feeling of you got rejected in some way. But the lesson, that's not how you're going to learn the lesson. You'll never be able to fully indulge in things if you're always trying to figure out how you can escape if it doesn't work, okay? And that's what I feel like is happening here. There's something new that's coming up that you're going to have to learn, a new way of thinking and rebuilding. And this is going to involve other people, friendships or colleagues, work relationships especially, where something is changing in the dynamic of it, and you know that. And it's not to say you need to just let it all go to the wayside. Deal with those feelings of disappointment that things are changing or they have changed, and maybe you just didn't realize it until now. So, understanding how you can go with this change, and it doesn't mean that it's bad. Confrontation isn't bad, but you do have to face it, and you have to let go of your fears of the unknown. Pisces energy here. Pisces, Scorpio, Aries with the Tower card. But yeah, letting go of your fear of change. Four of Pentacles, wanting things to remain the same forever. It's not realistic. It is not realistic. There's something that's changing for the better, and you have to deal with it and know that it's happening. It's changing. Something new is coming, and you can't just go back to the old ways. Either you're going to flow with it, or get left, or no, get lost. If you can't get right, then you get left. You know what I mean? So that's what we have for you, Sagittarius. What you going to do? You're going to go with the change, or you're going to try to hold on to the old as long as you can. Something is changing for you, and it's very evident, and you can't deny it any longer. So thank you so much, Sag, for watching. If this reading resonated for you, let me know in the comments down below. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.